Riveting content. Empowering your life. Welcome to the Sphere. This episode is sponsored by Houston Housewives of Finance. For more information on increasing your cash flow, becoming your own money manager, and to schedule your complimentary personal finance strategy, contact the Houston Housewives of Finance today at 1-844-700-4463. Looking to advertise? Join the Sphere's vast demographic reach of thousands of people all over the world. Send an email today to advertise@thesphere.tv or call us at area code 832-772-7789. KOG and Company. Are your unique gifts and talents changing the world? Do you desire to belong to a community of unity? Visit KOGpassion.com to learn more about the Unleash Your Dopeness movement.
What's going on, Facebook? We return once again with another episode of Intermission. I am one of the hosts, Marcus Griffin, coming to you live and direct, the one and only. Why do people say the one and only? You know, when they introduce themselves, you know it's the one and only Howard Jerome, and you'd be like, it probably is another Howard Jerome out there somewhere.
Oh, for sure is. I mean, my son, my dad. But also, I mean, I think people are just really big on their ego.
I'm sorry to
people care. That's an interesting question to start the show.
I kind of went on a tangent. I'm sorry. I am Marcus
Especially
Griffin.
when we're talking about sequels.
That is true. I am Marcus Griffin. You can find me at Marcus Griffin on Facebook. You can find me at McGriff the Critic on IG. And coming here with Mr. Howard Jerome.
This rain has got my hair looking like trash. But how's it going, everybody? You can find me at Howard_Jerome on Facebook and Howard_J on Instagram, or flip the two. I don't know for sure. I'm kind of a little frazzled right now. Traffic's been kind of crazy out there.
Man, traffic will have you pissed off, man.
Shit, man.
I'm gonna be honest. This is, I know, man. Weed should be legal in Houston for the sole purpose of traffic and just dealing with traffic. It is terrible how bad traffic is in Houston.
I like the new hand gestures you've got going on today too.
I was talking to Shantae today on the phone, and she was saying how bad traffic was on I-10, and I said, just think about it. I don't remember the last time I had just a nice flow of just going somewhere, and it was just like nice and chill. It wasn't. It's always traffic and hectic and people swerving and slamming on their brakes. And just
I'm laughing because I was just seeing Erlene and Jada's on here. What's up, everybody? But Jada with the extra Y's on it. Hey. What's up, guys? Thanks for tuning in. We've got another exciting episode of Intermission for you.
Oh, the return of the it's a beautiful episode because we get to talk about the return of Coming to America.
Oh gosh, yeah.
She is your queen to be. Queen to what? What? No.
Oh, you know, she's coming from Colorado, so.
Oh, you know, they probably riding too slow down there.
Well, that's why she thinks traffic, like why the drivers out here in Texas suck. But I was like, nah, we just have places to go.
Yeah, and people got, you know, some people, you know, be in a rush, some people are not. But yeah, back to what we're talking about. Come to America too. I'm excited.
Yeah, me too. I didn't see any too many details about it, except Eddie Murphy's going to be in it, which is great.
The writer is going to be the writer that's on Blackish. The one that writes the creator, well, not the creator, but the writer, one of the main writers for Blackish and Grownish, which I think is pretty dope. And truth be told, I thought when I first heard the news of Coming to America 2, I was like, nobody want to watch it. Eddie Murphy did cash grab. But then when I heard that the writers are involved, I was like, oh, that'd be interesting. Thinking that, you know, they could introduce him having a son. He doesn't know about his lineage or something like that. They have to go back to
as long as they don't rely too much on Eddie Murphy, because his acting in the last few movies
it's been shaky. It's been real shaky.
Yeah,
like
people don't break it around him. I think it'd be all right.
But Dolomite, the director of Dolomite is directing this.
Didn't even watch Dolomite.
It's not out yet, but the dude is directing the.
Oh shit! I'm thinking of Superfly that came out last year. Yeah,
who's that? Benny Boom? Nah, I don't watch that. But now I'm talking about Dolomite, the guy that directed. This is going to direct the Dolomite movie. Supposed to be directing this, and apparently Dolomite is really, from what people, the rumors have said, it's a pretty great. It's looking like it's going to be pretty great. So I'm ready to see Eddie Murphy return back to form because.
Hopefully it's a return to form. So we'll see what goes on with that.
If you want to talk about return to form, thinking about, man, Bad Boys 3, man. I'm just like,
Now, you know anything, I support anything that Will Smith's in, but to know they're actually taking like gun lessons and stuff like that. You saw them on the set when they were holding those.
I'm scared.
Why are you scared, man?
Martin Lawrence. I haven't seen Martin Lawrence in a long time. I don't know what he's going to give me. And Will Smith. I mean, the last few movies Will Smith in kind of shaky.
You didn't like Bright?
I actually was pretty cool.
He was good in Bright. I think he was good as Deadshot.
He was awesome as Deadshot.
What else was he in? I didn't see that movie where he was meeting like death and all those personifications. It was some like
7 pounds.
Yeah, I think that's it.
After Earth, no.
I never saw After Earth. I keep wanting to watch it, but I was like, man, if I do that, I'm gonna have to unfollow him on Instagram.
Will Smith just doesn't. What's the word I like to say? He doesn't tickle my fancy. Of like you remember back in the day when whatever. You know how back in the day it's like stars sold movies. So when you saw Will Smith was in movies, like, oh, I gotta go check out that movie, or Tom Cruise, I gotta go check that. I like it that stars are not selling movies. It's more of the concept, more of the story, more of the directors are getting more love more than actors nowadays.
Yeah, and that's one of the things. That's a good thing to point out because that was one of the things for the biggest time in Hollywood that they were saying they didn't want to have minorities and women starring certain roles because they didn't have the quote unquote star power to bring in the kind of dollars and that.
I like how that we just crushing that because we were talking about it last week with Earlene. What's that movie with the girl from Blackish? And
the young one.
Yeah, that movie that's coming out. It could easily been
with her being the youngest executive producer in it. Yeah.
Easily could have been. 13 going on 30 is like that, but it's like they easily could have just used that once again with another white cast and called it a day. But it was interesting to see that it's predominantly black people starring in that film, and Issa Rae being in that film, which is also going to bring another.
She's not doing any writing on that, is she?
No,
she's just
I think she's just in there. But it's just interesting to see her
play another like someone else's role.
Exactly. So it's going to be interesting when I see Issa, or I'm going to see the character she's trying to display. So I'm always down for that. Look at that. Black movies making a comeback. I'm loving it,
bro. Yeah, and then
it's about time.
And it's cool to see everything transcending different genres, like Jordan Peele having that horror movie coming out.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting.
Which, by the way, later in this show, we're gonna talk about some of Netflix's new productions that are coming out. One of them is Velvet Buzzsaw. It definitely gave me like a Jordan Peele vibe to it. That shit would look freaky.
That is interesting to know for the people out there that, since Netflix is raising their prices, that they're upping their content that they're coming out with. And I'm finally going to get around to watching House of Cards and finishing that. I found out there's only 8 episodes, so I kind of got more excited. I was like, ooh, I didn't know if I want to drag through 13. Yeah, I didn't know if I want to drag through 13.
I lost interest when
you heard Frank wasn't on there?
No, not even that. I think actually I stopped watching it like right before all that stuff was going on.
Before that.
Yeah, I think she was about to become president or something like that.
I like that last season too because I like the intertwine of. That's not to get on a tangent. I just like the intertwine of the relationship and how it dealt with the presidency and how they kind of corrupt everything. It made it interesting, but I can understand.
I was watching Scandalous at the time.
Oh, Scandal is just another type
Scandal.
of drama.
I said Scandalous. I was watching Scandal at the time. So you don't like Scandal?
I enjoy Scandal.
It's
a guilty pleasure. It's a guilty pleasure. I like Olivia Pope. I like Jake. I like all of them around there. They get on my nerve. All the relationships are petty after a while.
I'm starting to get really into Shonda Rhimes, like all her stuff. Grey's Anatomy. Thanks to Jada, I'm like huge into this.
Think about this. Netflix did up their how much the subscribers have to pay, but Shonda Rhimes, she has she's gonna be writing 2 new shows.
Let's just look at the list of people that Netflix is bringing in with this updated with this increase in revenue that's coming from this.
I hope so.
Raising monthly fees. They got Shonda Rhimes. They've got Jake Gyllenhaal coming out in a movie in February. They got old boy from
Mac Mickelson.
This last show came out that was fucking great. Old boy that was in Maze Runner. The kid with the eyebrows. I can't think of his name.
Dylan O'Brien? Oh, no, you're talking about the weird looking guy.
Dude, who always was like he's surprised.
I know you're talking about.
Yeah,
he
was in. I think he's a good actor though.
He played in what's that movie?
Maze Runner.
But he played in these other movies that used to come out with the Prince Caspian. Oh, what is it? The Lion, Witch, and Wardrobe. Those movies.
He played in that?
He played in the last movie they came out with. He was like the cousin or something. He was so annoying. And it was interesting to see that he kind of transition into being a good actor. So it always takes me by surprise when like Zac Efron is actually a good actor.
Zac Efron is hilarious to me. His comedic timing is great.
What's that guy named? Robert Pattinson. He ended up being a good actor. I was like,
I haven't seen anything with him in it recently.
He has this one movie this war film that he's coming out with that I think is interesting. I gotta show you.
I may never watch it. I'm not a huge fan of war films.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I love it when we get together. We go on tangents, and it's the most entertaining thing.
Hell yeah! But I mean, along the same line though about like sequels and stuff coming out. So we've got.
She co-wrote it. Oh, nice.
Oh wait.
She's talking about Issa.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Cool. Get your money.
But seeing we got Coming to America 2 that's coming out, Bad Boys 3 coming out, and then we got a new Ghostbusters 3 dropping too.
Woo.
So, and from what I can tell, it's not in the same vein as the last Ghostbusters movie came out with the original ones. So I don't know if you looked into this or not, but is it gonna have this, like, how they're gonna do this? I don't get how. I know Bill Murray's not gonna be in this.
No, supposedly he's supposed to be.
Yo, shut up.
But okay, so this is my problem in today's climate, in today's society. This is going to be a time of us opening our eyes and widening our gaze and looking at, do these remakes are these remakes or are these continuation movies going to prevail? Because
this is exactly why Netflix is going to win out with their production. Because if you look at Hollywood's putting out either remakes,
popcorn,
but
movies.
Not even the popcorn movies. Netflix is putting out popcorn
That's
movies,
true.
but they're doing remakes. Or just instead of giving you a new story,
new content,
they're giving you old
repeat
stories,
content,
new casts, or they're giving you continuations of stuff with actors who probably shouldn't be doing these movies anymore. Who graduated past these roles. Like, I mean, just take Liam Neeson and Taken, and then when people get tired of Taken, they put him in this other heist
role
movie, and he's doing the same shit.
Same thing.
Yeah. So, but Netflix is then throwing out stuff like Velvet Buzzsaw, which we'll get into later. Polar. What's that? Altered Carbon, where they like really exploring the sci-fi stuff, and then bringing on actual high dollar writers to be actually write their content and give them some more leeway. I mean, even with Bright, even though we saw people on here saying they don't really like the movie Bright, the concept of it was fresh.
Good. If it was a TV show where you get to see the more inner workings of like the Goblin or whatever they call the trolls or whatever they were, if you got to see the more background of who they were or like more history of them, I think it would have made it more interesting to have like a movie after every season or something like that to kind of pique the interest. But on top of that, talking about remakes, I enjoy remakes that are done well, as in like the what's that movie? The It. I mean, It was a remake, and then like Planet of the Apes.
But so early, with you bringing up It, early is pointing out a really good thing is that there's certain things that when they're making these remakes or even these continuations that they can't do on screen anymore. Because people get offended, or
you talking about
like Coming to America,
comedy.
Yeah,
because you can't do like what Life was in the '90s and put it in today. Oh,
absolutely
man,
not.
Talking about the
backlash would be insane.
I'm gonna be honest with you. The
call me Django.
I ain't gonna say nothing. But it would offend a lot of people. But you're true. You're right.
Their portrayal of certain marginalized groups,
characters,
and
Eddie Murphy is known for that. And
for sure,
wants to get away from that. So I mean, it's gonna be interesting. And if it's not gonna be. It's going to be a shaky time because Ghostbuster, it's going to be interesting. Like, who's interested in that type of, like, who is their audience draw? Because is campy going to work for that nowadays? That worked in the 80s. Like, it was all campy. Like, a lot of the jokes were, like, corny.
So sometimes, I mean, if you take, for instance, like Scott Pilgrim versus the World, there are elements, there was some campy elements
but
to it.
But it didn't make a lot of money either, and that was the
It
problem
didn't, but when you go back in retrospect, it has a huge cult following. People, if you talk to, like, people in movie busts, like, yeah, it's a great movie.
Like, if Ghostbusters 3 come out, they're going to want at least $100 million plus
and that's the thing.
Opening.
It depends, which is why I like what Netflix is doing, because they're putting out these different concept pieces that don't really care if they make a bunch of money, which is what happened with Bright. So they can still greenlight it if they want to and still put a bunch of money into it because they can have a popcorn piece.
Same with that Bird Box. It probably grabbed them new subscribers off just that one. Let's talk about Bird Box. So the next big thing they do.
And they're pushing this little algorithm change now where it's going to be able to monitor if you're sharing your ID with other people.
They're going to start cutting that off, man. I'm going to be depressed.
We'll see. But we got to shout out one of our sponsors. This portion of the show is sponsored by Houston Housewives of Finance. Did you know that only 4 states in the United States offer financial education? 33%, or more than 77 million of Americans don't pay their bills on time. 39% of Americans carry credit card debt from month to month, and 39% of adults say they don't have enough savings. Don't become one of these statistics. Let Houston Housewives of Finance advise you on increasing your cash flow and becoming your own money manager by scheduling your complimentary personal financial strategy. Contact Houston Housewives of Finance today at 1-844-700-4463 or email us at info@houstonhousewivesoffinance.com. Ask us how you can participate in your complimentary financial literacy workshop near you. Houston Housewives of Finance are the new faces of the new age of financial services.
When you was reading it, I was thinking about this. Ghostbusters 3 would work if they did it instead of a continuation, but more of like a remake and kind of dated it, like how we did with what's that Netflix movie with 11 and what's that show with the kids?
Oh, Stranger Things.
Stranger Things gave that type of vibe because it would set the tone of the universe, and I just like it would make it more believable of the things that were going on. It would kind of you could sell the world, and I would not want it to be like a pure comedy, but I would want it to be kind of creepy and dark, like the tone of that show.
See,
but
I think
have
that
some comedy elements.
But that right there, I think, is what the play should be. Is you take something that originally was made like a PG-13 movie, and then you give it a darker spin to it, and that's what I was hoping was going to happen with it. But they actually made it way more kid friendly. It wasn't scary at all.
It wasn't, but
I think that's a huge misstep for that.
The second one, I think, is interesting with it because I was talking to Erlene. Jessica Chastain is going to be. She got cast in there, and she's not somebody you just cast and you just want to do some type of throwaway type of movie.
Yeah.
So it's interesting what the script presented to her for her to be like, you know what, I want to come in and be in this, but I'm interested for Ghostbusters. So it's going to be like, but one thing I do want to talk about is this Disney Plus with how Disney is trying to, they're going to give like $100 million. It's a rumor that they're going to give like $100 million budget to each one of these shows. They have like the Falcon and I think it's Falcon and Bucky. Then they have a Lady Sif show they're talking about. Then they're talking about a Loki show. And then there's
they're trying to explore other characters and play off this whole Marvel Universe thing.
Yeah, they're really trying to make it some money, but I'm just like, it's gonna be goofy, and I'm just like, I don't want to see Bucky and this is the thing I think is savage that Marvel did. So when I saw Winter Soldier, I was like, dog, this dude is menacing. I was like, I love his grittiness, and he's just a campy dude now in Civil War and in
you're talking about Winter Soldier?
Yeah, he's so just
they watered him down. And
he watered all the.
They should have followed what happened with like Deadpool, because Deadpool showed that you can make something that's not necessarily for everyone, with it being a rated R movie with a superhero and all this who talks all this shit, but that you can take something and take away from your audience and still make a shit ton of money of it. True. And have people come out and do this over and over again and watch this movie over and over again. And I think they started trying to do that with Winter Soldier, but then they're like, let's get greedy. And I don't think that them making this play to try and give backstories with all these characters that no one has ever heard of or even has any kind of backstory to go off of is a good idea.
I just don't want watered down characters. I don't want watered down superheroes, in my opinion.
They got encouraged with Guardians of the Galaxy, picking some obscure characters and then
I don't like it how they watered down like what's her name, Drax, and then how they watered down Gamora, and then they watered down a lot of characters that I don't like. But I'll take it for what it is. It is what it is. But it's gonna be interesting to see how that's gonna sell and who's interested in watching a show about Falcon and Bucky. And I'm just like,
who would you like to see them actually do a show out of? There's no character in the Marvel universe that you want to see them give a show to.
There's only one thing I would ever want to see a show of, and they have The Gifted out, which is on Fox, where they deal with the X-Men. But if you're gonna do a TV show, I would love an X-Men TV show. I would dig an X-Men TV show with $100 to $200 million budget.
Yeah.
Sign me up. I would watch. I would subscribe to Disney Plus for an X-Men TV show. Do you know how awesome that would be?
Chris said Moon Knight. Moon Knight would be cool.
Moon Knight would be awesome, but they're not going to do that.
Yeah, but I don't think he would translate well in a movie either, because there's too much about his character that makes him too complicated to portray in 2 hours.
Because think about this. Even if you do like an X-Men, if you put the money into it, they can transition into a movie. Like you can have that type of, because with X-Men, it's more personal anyway. You don't need to have a massive scale for everything, because when there's a battle going on, you don't need like a massive scale sometimes. So giving it $100 million or $200 million budget for a 10, 13 episode season, I'm down for it.
Obviously, they're trying to compete with DC shows.
But DC is not doing that great to me, because, I mean, Teen
anymore.
Titans, but that's pretty much it.
Yeah, and then
I do like Young Justice. Y'all should watch that.
When they started they made the move towards DC's Heroes of Tomorrow. That's when all their properties started kind of sucking. Supergirl was cool, but I fell off of it on the second season. You didn't like Supergirl?
No.
I thought it was pretty decent. But they messed up her whole backstory and all this stuff, and having her part of one universe and not part of the other one and all that stuff.
You know what, DC TV, they do. See, the DC app would work better if they didn't have their stuff licensed to CW, where they have literally all their content. If that was exclusively,
but CW did such a good job with like Flash.
They
and
did.
Even Green Arrow. You take a character like Green Arrow, minus like the obvious production stuff with like the fight scenes and stuff like that. The actual acting and storyline, some of the best stuff I've seen out there.
it's cool, but
I mean, what's that Lightning guy?
Oh, Black Lightning. I do like that show. Man,
really?
But I'm gonna be honest with you. I saw a clip of
they're doing that. Shock.
What's that show? What's that show where they having? I mean, at the end of it, I think all the superheroes are coming together on like it's Flash, Arrow.
Oh, they do their whole crossover ones all the time.
There was a scene that I saw on Facebook, and I just wanted to throw my phone. It was so campy. It was just like, oh, we're gonna stand up for honor and justice. I was like, ugh, gross. Who wrote this?
So, like I said, once DC's Heroes of Tomorrow came out, I stopped watching all of them. Flash was still okay because it started getting like I think I stopped watching around Saboteur. Mm-hmm. But it started getting darker. But the shit just started dragging on. The story started getting so convoluted and everything.
I'm mad that we only have 20 minutes to be with y'all on Facebook because we got some other stuff to talk about. This Mission Impossible.
This ain't even the stuff I'm even excited about.
Yeah, that Mission Impossible one is one I really wanted to get to. But this brings, the end of our show. It was nice talking to y'all or having a conversation and have y'all listening. We want y'all to share the show with everybody you see, all the good people out there in the world. We love to hear your feedback. We love to hear
for sure.
What y'all like
I saw
to
a couple of new people on here still on the feed tonight. Shout out to Natty. I saw him join on here, and Chris. You may or may not come on here a few times. I know I see you on Fish and Grits all the time. But
my cousin. What up, cousin?
Yeah. But y'all continue the conversation when we get off because I'd like to hear what y'all think about this stuff with Disney for sure. I'm highly skeptical of this shit.
It is going to be skeptical, but you know where to find us. You can subscribe to our podcast on Google Play, iHeart, iTunes. Leave a review on there. SoundCloud, Spotify, Stitcher. Watch the visuals on YouTube. See our faces. I might reach over and smack Howard or something.
You'll never
You're gonna miss out on
shit.
that, and then we'll talk about it on next episode.
After Marcus wakes up from that coma.
Or you can, and then also, don't forget to donate if you didn't, if you really enjoy the content and you enjoy what we present to you. You can become one of our Patreon members and do a one-time donation, or you can be a monthly subscriber. We do enjoy the feedback. We're trying to come up with content exclusive for y'all, to come out there and to say thank y'all for, donating and keeping the lights on and keeping us, our faces in front of you.
We got a lot of cool shit in the studio.
We do.
Y'all's donations help for sure.
Yeah, well, it does. It does pay the bills, keep the lights on so you can see this bearded face that needs to hit the barbershop. But it was great talking to y'all Facebook. We're going to keep it on going off air, and y'all take it easy and enjoy that traffic.
Yeah.
Houston folks.
God,
I forgot, man. Sometimes I gotta stop saying that. I forgot we're not just local. It's other people outside. Yeah, my cousin is in Detroit, so
yeah, but
or Michigan.
It lets them know whenever if they ever come out and visit Houston, and know what to expect.
Yeah,
every one of my relatives that comes out here, they're like, "Why do y'all have traffic on a Saturday?"
Because people are trying to go everywhere. Nobody
on
wants
a
to sit
side street at that.
Nobody wants to chill. Nobody wants to just sit at home. But man, let's talk about this Mission Impossible, dog.
So no, for sure. Go for it. You driving? Go ahead and jump right in because you sent this to me and I read a little bit about it and I'm pretty pumped because that last Mission Impossible is incredible.
So Christopher McQuarrie, he wrote and directed the one that just came out and the one before it.
Ghost Protocol.
That one.
Yeah, I think
not Ghost Protocol. The one after it, whatever it was called. Who knows? I forgot. So he's directed the one that just came out and he just signed on to do Mission Impossible 7 and 8, but they're going to be back to back. So I'm pretty sure it's going to have some type of cliffhanger or something to that nature. It may not even have a cliffhanger, but just knowing that you're keeping the same director. And the fact is, when you saw that with each one of these Mission Impossible films, they get better and better with the writing, the acting, the quality, the visuals, the stunts they pull off, and each one grows box office wise. Mm-hmm. So coming off this last one, it only makes sense to bring back the director that gave us like the highest in I want to say the U.S. as well as globally to bring him back. But I'm excited for the simple fact is that he turned down DC accordingly. Apparently, to what reports are saying, that DC had offered him a few of their properties that he turned down, and that he said that he has a script in place that he thinks that is going to change the franchise. So for him to say something like that tells me that we're in for a great treat because honestly, that last movie was incredible, man.
So there's something about what you just said I want you to stick on.
Movie?
If you were in his shoes, just think about what he did.
Mm-hmm.
You take one of DC's main characters.
Rogue Nation, that's the name of it.
Rogue Nation, okay. You take one of DC's main characters and actors with Henry Cavill and put him in your movie. Giving him the gas to want to go ahead and negotiate with DC and be like, fuck it, I'm walking. I wouldn't take I wouldn't take any properties from DC either. Of course, they want to come at him and say, man, you did this and you took one of our actors for a one-off movie. Shit, let's give you this property to turn some cash for us. Or you got the franchise that's saying, yo, you made the best one in the series so far. Here's the keys to the kingdom. Man, I would take the new Mission Impossibles all day. Fuck DC. Because that last Mission Impossible was for sure the best one. And the thing that always gets me with them is that there's stunts. And that, like, from the first one, which was like super campy on to now, their stunts get even more outrageous. But knowing that Tom Cruise actually does these stunts and they're not CGI, makes it just that much better of a franchise, I think. Especially when you compare it to like James Bond or even other like high action packed movies like Fast and the Furious and shit like that, where you got some ridiculous stunts that are being performed, but not believable in any sense of the word.
Yeah, he does a great job of making it. I just think it's amazing that Mission Impossible is still rolling. Like, Mission Impossible and Fast and the Furious. Those are two franchises that I thought were supposed to be dead in the water because Mission Impossible, off of Mission Impossible 2, it wasn't the greatest. I enjoyed it because of how campy it was. And then we went on to 3 with J.J. Abrams that didn't make a lot of money, but I thought it was well done. And then you come back with Ghost Protocol. And he was like, okay, nothing's going to get better than that. It's going to fall off. And it's like, oh, it's still going to keep rolling. And the thing was that Tom Cruise wasn't even supposed to be in these movies. Like, he was supposed to get ushered out in, what's his name? Jeremy, I can't think of his name. Dude play Hawkeye.
Oh, Renner.
He was supposed to take over the franchise. You see how his role got diminished, and Tom Cruise is still
Wait, I thought that was, I thought he was taking, that was Bourne Identity.
He was supposed to take over Bourne Identity, but he also was in this franchise. Tom Cruise was supposed to be getting ushered out of the franchise when it came to, I want to say, the third, when it came to Ghost Protocol. He was supposed to be like kind of retiring and kind of ushering.
And they were going to still have Jeremy Renner take over his role.
Yeah, he was going to take over as like the main lead of Mission Impossible franchise, but Tom Cruise still had the sauce, and it's like, why get rid of it? Same with Vin Diesel. I mean, he's still around with it, and you thought he would. They're kind of ushering him out now.
I think once they introduce Hobbs, they kind of like, yo.
I have to read this. I have to read this ad, but I really want to talk about. Did you?
We'll do that before you jump into it.
Okay,
let's do this.
Okay, so this portion of the show is sponsored by The Spear. Are you starting a business and looking for a place to advertise? Do you have a need to reach out to thousands of people across the world and build your brand or sell your product? If so, get your product placement and advertising needs handled right here at The Spear. We offer a wide variety of content delivery platforms, including iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, YouTube, and Stitcher. Plus, we have a vast demographic reach within the United States as well as modern countries across the globe. Our enriched content and inspiring dialogue coupled with your strategic ad is surely to hit the mark every time. Call us today at area code 832-772-7789 or send an email over to advertise@thespear.com. I saw the picture of Hobbs with Vin Diesel and The Rock. Not Vin Diesel, Jason Statham and The Rock and Idris Elba. And I was like, ooh, this is probably going to be pretty dope. I'm pretty interested in that.
I didn't realize Idris Elba was going to be in that shit.
He's the villain.
Oh, man.
I was like, oh, man.
It's going to be great.
It's going to be awesome just how
Sorry, big homie, but I mean, The Rock's right. We don't need what's his fucking name?
Well, we don't need Toretto. We don't need Dominic Toretto. We don't need none of them.
Man, I'm not even concerned.
We don't need none of them. But I was thinking about this. So I was sitting up when we were talking about Mission Impossible. What's going on, Elijah? We were talking about like Mission Impossible and what Mission Impossible is going forward. The thing I think is more interesting is like what DC can do. I was thinking to myself, I watched Reign of Superman, which is their latest DC animated film.
Where did you watch? Did you actually buy that movie?
Oh no, I watched it on what you call it on.
Don't incriminate yourself.
I watched it on TV. But if you look at the thing I like about the DC universe, what they could do and what they could do with their movies, they can do it as with. There's always a question in each one of the solo films is like, why didn't Superman come or why didn't Aquaman come? And I like how in the animated film it plays up why they like the team aspect when there's like a huge threat, but they would like to take care of things themselves. So when Batman's trying, like when there's a Batman movie, you see why Batman doesn't call Superman, because he's like, I still want to do this myself. Same with Wonder Woman or Superman. The only person that really like cares about, you know, keeping that team aspect on the animated is like Flash. So he wants to, but that'll be interesting to see a Flash movie, him calling Batman, and Batman's like, no, I'm busy, or Superman saying like, no, I'm not on Earth.
Yo, that'd be fucking asshole move.
But that would be awesome to see, and it's like with,
or just get a voicemail.
Yeah, and that's the thing, that with I don't knock Marvel, but what Marvel is, it's usually when I'm watching a movie, I'm thinking to myself like, oh, who are they going to introduce, or what is this leading up to the next thing, instead of this the individual focus on just that movie.
Yeah, and that's always been a complaint with me too with Marvel. Is that it's always an advertisement for
something
the
else.
Big bad to come, where they all team up. But they do a good job though of when they are, I guess, tunneling to that position. It's not, oh my God, like how with Dawn of Justice, we got to make a team together. It's more of, fuck, we just happen to all be threatened by this, and we have to meet up.
See, that's what I wish DC
I think that's a
would
good
do.
thing they do.
And that's why I enjoyed Aquaman, and that's why I give it more credence than a lot of people, is because it's the first time in a long time where I said in a comic book film, and I just felt like they just didn't give a fuck. And they was like, I'm going to give you what the comic book gives you. And this is literally, everything I saw on screen was pretty much of what I read of Aquaman growing up and listening to like the new iteration of the DC 52 that they do, the reboot, the soft reboot they did. And I think,
and I get, but see, and with Aquaman specifically, and we don't have to dive too much into this.
Yeah,
I get where you are coming from with that, and I get that vibe from it. My thing too is, though, at the same time, that you're translating something like that into a movie, and the goal should be you take that comic book feel, but still make it into a movie where, because even though we disagree on this for this particular movie, the dialogue fucking matters.
Oh,
and that's something like for me, because I'm not a huge comic book guy, and so I can appreciate what they bring and how relevant they are. But if your goal is to make a movie, you have to be able to vibe with whoever's coming in. So if you're trying to tell me a story, I don't want everything to be just like I'm reading pain by pain, but just seeing it flow through. I want to be able to see, like, okay, cool, get me lost in this dialogue shit. And which is crazy, because for someone like you who doesn't like Tarantino, I think we dispute on this.
And look, heavily. I appreciate dialogue. I appreciate it when it serves a purpose. But with Aquaman, what it did was, it kind of, I didn't knock it, because what it did was it introduced the world, and they introduced it in a way where it's like, I'm gonna give you the action, I'm gonna give you the thing, so the dialogue can then move the pace along, because I have to give you so much to take in.
Now
so if
I'll give you that, they did a great job of me being interested in fucking Aquaman's world in Atlanta, and not Atlantis, not Atlanta, but not sitting there thinking, oh shit, how is this going to tie in with the other ones? It was
exactly.
Like,
it was just enjoying what's going on.
Yeah, like this is cool. Like, all right, so now I want to know more about your brother, and now your mom and all this. Not, damn, how's Batman going to fucking help fight you guys?
And it's like, after I see this, and after I see that, it's like you can always improve your acting over like the next movie. Like Jason Momoa is like, okay, I found my niche. Let's explore this a little bit more or whatnot. That's why I gave it the optimism. But it was just the because I agree with you. The dialogue is not the greatest, but it was like everything else around it I enjoyed.
The dialogue is dog shit.
The only dialogue that I didn't, to be honest with you, the only dialogue that I did not care for was Jason Momoa in certain spots. But when I look at it, it's like in certain spots I didn't like his acting. But for Mira, it was just like,
oh, she was
because people, okay,
she's
because I'm gonna be like this
in this movie. She was throwaway.
So in Rachel, what's her name? The girl that married Tom Cruise in real life, whatever her name was, the one that played in Batman Begins or whatever. A lot of people didn't like her take, but I thought it was just like, I didn't need a lot of like
she did what she came. She entered and exited when she needed to.
And that's how Mira was to me. I just feel like she came and she did what she didn't. Maybe they could explore and make her better, but it was just like, I like the little jokes.
But the thing though is that Mira though has like more of a role to the story, from my understanding.
And she's supposed to be dry. She's a military woman, so she's literally supposed to be dry.
And that should have been explained.
And they didn't explain that. Yeah. That's one thing I didn't like.
And I'm sure the people who think I hate on Jason Momoa, he actually to me wasn't the worst part of this movie. Black Manta was garbage. I think he was probably the worst.
I didn't like him, but horrible. I did like how they kind of introduced him with the suit and how he got the suit and da da.
No, that part was cool.
Yeah, his acting wasn't great.
Was just atrocious.
I prefer but the thing about I don't think he was supposed to be he's not supposed to. That's the thing. That
but he's a main villain for Aquaman, though.
See, that's the thing about it was I think what makes him it's like outside of the suit, he's not supposed to be interesting. That's why I was like, just go back in the suit because that's how I want you to be.
In the cartoon, the comic books, you don't ever see shit about him. Like
you see him every now and then. You only saw him like one time when he's talking to his dad or something.
But see, and they did enough by showing us his origin that quickly. Yo, you're a pirate.
Mm-hmm.
Your dad got killed by Aquaman because he didn't give a fuck. And now you want to kill him. Perfect. I don't need any more.
Yeah, so that's why I was just kind of.
You didn't like that scene with them on the submarine with yada yada yada. I didn't need to know that this was Atlantean technology that was given to you, bro. It was a cool tie-in, but at the same time, now I have questions that I don't really want the answers to. Like, well, how did y'all link up in the first place?
I like the little and that's the thing about Aquaman because I think they could have cast better actors. They definitely could have gotten, but if they got that, man, it's gonna be so interesting on. Ooh, it's gonna be interesting because Patrick Wilson, man, that dude right there was awesome. He was awesome as Orm, man.
Yo, he was one of my favorite.
He was phenomenal, and I was just thinking to myself, he was supposed to be Aquaman. They said that he changed his mind and said he wanted the villain role because if you ever look at it, Jason Momoa doesn't look like what Aquaman is supposed to. He looks more like what Orm's supposed to look like, and Orm's character has the blonde locks, and he looks more like Aquaman. And I was like, damn, man. Him as Aquaman would be dope. I would never thought. But
he's also a good actor.
He was awesome, man. He's a great actor.
I
agree.
And it still trips me out that Dolph Lundgren was in that shit.
And he was awesome, man. He was so awesome.
He was so good.
I did enjoy
Mira. It was
Mira.
a good year for him.
Mira, when she was had her scenes with him, I really enjoyed. I thought they actually gave like the flow of daughter.
They did. In those scenes, her acting showed better. It just seemed like she kept having to like warm up.
Yeah.
And then once she got on the roll,
I see what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I see what you're talking about. But I get on every person that says like when people there was this guy that got into that was telling me about how bad Mira was, and I was just like, we were just talking. He's like, I just think Marvel, they do better with blah blah. But I was just like, dog, what Marvel woman have you seen that's been Rachel McAdams, who I think is a phenomenal actress, was very wooden in Doctor Strange.
Yeah,
and I was just like, she was not memorable, or like Natalie Portman.
They don't do really well.
You get
with
these
their
awesome ladies that don't really do nothing.
Like the only one who did well is Scarlett Johansson,
and she's blah at times now.
Sometimes she's gotten worse.
She's getting real worse to me.
But it's like I feel like they're watering her character down.
Yeah,
At first she was interesting. I always wanted to see like a Black Widow movie.
She does not come off as an assassin at all.
No, not anymore.
She's overpowered
now.
Her and Gamora.
Gamora's weak now.
They just I don't want to talk about.
They didn't do enough with what's her name, Hela. They didn't do enough with her.
She was awesome, man. I love.
She was good, but they should have done way more. I had a huge crush on Cate Blanchett. Like that's one of them.
If you want to watch good quality, crushes. Like if you enjoy like comic book stuff and you think a lot of this stuff can be better, just go watch the DC animated movie because what they're doing over there, they're killing it. They killing it with all their movies. But
what do we got next up, man? Because I know we've got some more interesting shit.
One last thing we want to talk about is Game of Thrones. They just dropped a teaser. Yeah, teaser for that Game of Thrones looks awesome.
That was like a 20-second cock tease. Oh god, dude.
I think it's Elijah, you want to kick it for us?
Yeah, it's in the run. Oh wait, no, I didn't drop it in the run.
Oh well, if it's not, it is.
I did. Yeah, I got the other ones on there.
It's all good. But with Game of Thrones, the teaser I like about it is that a lot of it is focusing more on talking to Jon. Everything is center focused around Jon. Even
you
when
think so? Even at the end though, when they
Catelyn, when Catelyn Stark, you can hear her voice in the background when she's evidently talking about Jon when she used to how easy her life could have been if she would have accepted Jon more.
Wait, this ain't what I've seen.
Yeah, I don't know what this is.
Yeah, this ain't it.
This is old. But
no, it's like a 15-second clip of them walking in the crypt.
And then it's also
yeah, that's not it though.
There's also that with with Jon, not Jon, with Ned talking his voiceover is giving her a reply to his son, and as well as Lena Stark when she was talking when she was about to die.
Oh, Lyanna, yeah.
And she's telling him like keep this secret, blah blah blah, and it's crazy that I just think it's mind blowing that Ned held that secret to the core, that it was the own detriment to his own family. Like his wife hated Jon. That's why.
Yeah, this is it right here. This is it. Yeah.
And that is literally why a lot of the things happen, why a lot of things were set into motion.
And only like what 3 people even know now still.
Mm-hmm. And I don't think it's gonna. I don't think it's gonna. It's gonna.
Oh, it's gonna for sure come out.
It's gonna come out, but I don't think he's going to speak. There's little clues in my mind that he's not going to speak of it because they kept it a secret.
But he doesn't know though. He doesn't know. John doesn't know.
That's what I'm saying. No, yeah, he don't know. He don't know.
Well, see, what's gonna happen is that it's gonna have to come out because
Bran's gonna let it come out. You know, he knows.
Yeah, but when it comes to who has the right to the throne, he's the one who should be king.
And look at this right here. Look at the faces. Look at the faces on the thing. Everybody looks the same age. Arya looks the same age as her statue. Sansa looks the same age. Look at Jon. Jon looks old on his.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't he look older? So does that mean that they're gonna die? Jon's gonna live?
See, that's a good point.
I don't know, man. He looks kind of old on his.
Well, I don't believe that Jon Snow is going to die.
I don't think so either.
I don't think all of them are going to survive, all the Stark kids, but I know Jon's. I really feel like Arya's going to die.
And then where's Bran at? Bran was not even there. I was like, what? Where he at?
Well, he's not moving around like this. Bran's
That's
no longer
true.
Bran. He's a 3-eyed raven.
Oh, yeah. He
don't
sees
give a fuck about
everything.
it. Yeah. He sees this conversation right now.
I just can't
So
wait
he
to
don't give a shit
go.
about
I
that.
can't wait to go back and read. People ask me all the time, what makes Game of Thrones interesting? It's the world you're immersed in. You feel like you know these characters. Like, I truly feel like I know these characters from, like, we've seen them grow up and be like, yeah. And it's just like a TV show. I mean, most TV shows, like when you watch any type of TV shows and you've seen the same characters kind of grow up, you feel more invested. Same with Game of Thrones. I'm invested.
still hurt behind Oberyn Martell being killed.
Yeah,
like, it's still hurt. It's like 3 seasons
like, dog,
ago.
you just get up, stop talking. Just stop talking. You would have survived. And it's the thing is, I'm so invested in these characters and I care about these characters, but you ain't supposed to.
And it's one of the shows too where it's like when a character dies off.
You feel
like
it.
most shows, when a character dies off, their influence is gone.
Yeah,
But this one, like Oberyn, when he
Still
killed
stays in it.
fucking the Mountain, like you still see him running around as this zombie that the effects of that.
And you see the sister try to kills the sister because
Yeah.
of that kills the dog. You see the ramifications of the death.
And it just
doesn't
continues
just
to play
die
out
in
and
the
play
end.
out. Like it's a good character development in a show that you don't see too often. And seeing that, like, it's like if you did something here, like that shit doesn't just stop when you die.
Everything matters.
Yeah.
Everything matters. Everything is a clue. Everything is a clue about
and
the show.
there's no one immune to death in that, which is it's great.
Because people say the first. Oh, it's time to read it.
Yeah, go ahead. Finish your statement though before.
Everybody says that the first season of Game of Thrones is boring, but it's
okay.
It's a great season because when you find out when you watch the later stuff, that's all the clues.
Everything
understand.
always it was laid out for you. in the
Exactly.
beginning.
That's why I say I
It's
love it.
great. But this portion of the show is sponsored by KOG and Company. Are your unique gifts and talents changing the world? Unleash Your Dopeness is a people empowerment movement built to encourage the masses to operate outside of their fears and have the gall to recklessly pursue their dreams and passions in life. Join thousands of others as we unlock the greatness that dwells inside. Shop dope gear at KOGpassion.com. That's KOGpassion.com and use coupon code DOPE for 10% off exclusive Unleash Your Dopeness apparel. Act now. Sizes are selling out fast.
Fast. Trailer time.
Yo, so I am so pumped. So I've been having a very, very difficult time swallowing this shit that's coming from Netflix with having this increase in having to pay this monthly fee. But at the same time, coming off the heels of watching, I actually like Bird Box. I thought it was a solid movie. I don't know shit about
I still haven't watched it, but
it's pretty good. The ending's trash, but it's a pretty good movie. Coming off the heels of that, watching fucking that You, great show, and I want to dive into that a little bit too. 'Cause I don't know that you guys talked about that last week. And then with these new movies that are coming out here, so we don't even have to run this one all the way through. We'll touch back on that one in a second. But watching, what's this, Polar and Velvet Buzzsaw?
Oh yeah, the Velvet Buzzsaw
Golly.
is phenomenal, man. I don't know nothing that's going on, honestly.
So funny thing about this, so you got Jake Gyllenhaal, who's like a snooty art critic.
You look like
dealer.
Quentin Beck.
And like Jake Gyllenhaal, I think is like a really appreciated actor.
Isn't it amazing that he looks like his younger self just in that one pimping on the glasses? He looks like when he played what's that, Bubble Boy.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, he looks like Bubble Boy. He looks so young.
So it was funny because me and Jarvis had a conversation on here one time talking about like his role as an actor and how he's gone from being like really serious. I can't remember too many silly things, but he remembers him in Bubble Boy was one of them that came up.
What's that movie he played in where he was the Nightcrawler? That was a good movie.
Yeah, but he wasn't a funny character.
Funny character. Oh yeah, funny character now.
So one of the things that my bad, I just got a text and I just completely threw me off.
Oh, it's all good.
Actually, shout out to KG. She's texting me right now. She owns KOG and Company.
KOG and Company.
Yeah. But so one of the things with Jake Gyllenhaal is that when he gets into these roles, he completely transforms. Like you can see his elements of his character, and I've seen like some interviews with him. But seeing they've got him and John Malkovich, an old boy that's on from Blackish that plays the cousin. He's right. They show him real quick.
Oh, the light skinned dude. Yeah, he plays in a lot of stuff. I see him.
He's starting up and coming, man. I like that because I'm starting to think he's kind of a better. I didn't like him on Blackish. He was a little too whiny for me.
I loved it because he just reminded me of a spoiled little brat of a brother that hasn't grown up yet.
Free and I got a gluten allergy.
Oh man, I thought it was hilarious that episode when they got arrested.
Yeah. But like seeing like this movie though, like the cinematography on it already looks it's incredible, and it has like a very like Jordan Peele type feel to it as far as like everything seems really really cool on the surface, but slightly feels
the paintings are coming alive. I got that kind of
real Ghostbuster like paintings are coming alive and come to kill you.
Like it's demons in the paintings,
but they don't give what I like about their trailer. They don't give too much away. I keep thinking that's fucking Charlie Hunnam. It's not.
It looks like he looks.
It's
like
not him though, is it? But it just seems like Netflix is really going out on a ledge with some of these movies that they're making, and then but seeing them, even though they're about to throw. I'm about to be pissed off because I'm going to have to go with that top tier so I get 4K for everything. But seeing them put out this kind of content makes it worth it to me because I've got HBO. I don't watch shit on there. I've got
True Detective drop.
Well, I'm into True Detective now. I started watching it a few days ago. Stars, there's like one or two shows on there that I like on all these platforms, but they keep hitting me with new types of movies where like interactive movies. They're hitting me with TV shows that I want to see that are pushing the envelope. Now they're getting top tier actors and writers coming in and putting out movies that are pushing the boundaries from both this kind of shit and we see with Polar with having an assassin type movie.
And they have the good nostalgia movies too. Yeah. Like they just added with Jurassic Park and Indiana Jones and stuff I don't mind popping on.
Yeah. So I like with Netflix, I don't get, and this is the other one.
And it's great for kids. And it's great for kids.
So I don't see like how they're making, because they have a whole Netflix for kids where it's just kids content,
and they love it.
So just like what they did, and we're talking to Elijah over here, they did that whole thing. No, these movies are terrible for kids. No,
you shouldn't be watching Polar.
But like even with this, like I think it's kind of a knock on John Wick, but at the same time, I'm kind of interested in it.
Because this is more of they were saying that he's more of a he's coming out of. Is he coming out of retirement?
I think he's coming out of retirement.
Yeah, he's coming out of retirement. The reason why I'm sold on this movie is for Mad Mikkelsen. What's her name that plays Lagatha on Vikings is on here.
It's super stylized. That's what I like about it.
And that's another reason why. It looks like a stylish type of film, like a what's that movie that came out with the Shoot 'em up? No. Shoot 'em up is like that. It reminds
me of all those types of movies.
Yeah, Shoot 'em up and
who's the director for those? He did Arthur just now.
Guy Ritchie,
yeah.
It does like
it has style. Like literally when I saw this, like, yo, this reminds me of Shoot 'em up a little bit.
Smoking Aces, all that.
Yeah, Lock, Stock, Two Smoking Barrels, all that shit. So like, and these kind of movies I like. I don't feel like we have enough of these coming out. There was one that
Netflix could always use some shooting movies. Everybody wants
there was just one that came out. There was like an American version. Or I guess Baby Driver kind of had that feel of like how it was shot, but it wasn't like, yo, we're just gonna have some ridiculous gun battle scenes like this kind of shit right here. Like, I mean, just look at that. He's got the laser on his fingers to guide the all the fucking what up though, all the fucking machine guns up there.
I love it. It looks interesting to me, man. If I saw this on Netflix and I was just scrolling, I'll click on it. Could be a shitty movie, but
it's like John Wick meets Sin City.
I'll take it.
Yeah, for sure. You got a John Wick Sin City movie directed by Guy Ritchie. That's what that looks like to me. So I mean, I'd watch that shit all day. So
I'll take it. Netflix is on the up and up, man, and I don't know how these other. I just don't know how these extra.
Oh, you go back like 20 episodes.
Oh, it is Vanessa Hudgens.
Yeah. Do you go back like 20 episodes ago? I was talking about how I didn't see Netflix. I couldn't see how Netflix is going to pull this out because they started getting kind of slow. But then all of a sudden, boom, they've been hitting on every single mark. So, I mean, and there's like some shows that I haven't even started watching yet that
I haven't
been talked about.
I'm still mad that I haven't got a Mindhunter season 2 yet. I'm still waiting on that.
I never watched that.
That show is a mind fuck. It's awesome.
Well, I can tell you, 'cause I'm not really. So there's two genres of movies or TV shows I don't watch. I'm not huge into war movies, and I don't care for like cop shit, anything.
I don't like cop shows either.
Yeah, but
like
True Detective though
is awesome.
got me because Matthew McConaughey
Was incredible.
and then you got this
Woody
woman
Harrelson.
and Woody Harrelson, who's another great actor, and then you open it up with like this ritualistic killing, and I was like, okay, all right, I didn't know.
So did you watch it finally?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. The second season sucked. I don't like the second season.
Okay, see,
Vince Vaughn, it was terrible.
but I like Vince Vaughn though.
When I first saw it, when you saw the trailers, it hyped up the show more than what the show actually achieved, and the show was just kind of disjointed, and it kind of showed. But this
have you watched the new season yet?
Mm-hmm.
How do you like it with Marshala
Ali?
Ali? What's his name?
It's in the
Marshala?
same universe as the first one, so I'm already peaked off of that.
Oh, they're different. They're not the same time period with the
I don't
second
know if
season.
they haven't revealed yet, but I read somewhere that it's in the same vein as the first season. And I just like him as an actor. Like he's always
great.
Remy. That's Remy for me, man.
sure.
So yeah, I'm sold on anything he's in.
Did you watch that show? What's it called? Lennon Donovan, something Donovan.
Ray Donovan.
Ray Donovan.
Yes, sir.
Did you watch that?
I love the show.
Okay, so what's the difference between that show and because he's a fixer, right?
Yeah, he fixes situations that go,
So it's like True Detective, but the opposite.
It's not even action. Like Ray Donovan, it's got more serious now, but in the first couple of seasons, it was more dramatic. It was more character building. It was more. It was more soft than the.
Now it's getting a little bit more gritty.
It's getting more gritty. He's getting a little a little loose.
Yeah,
But it's a great show to watch. I mean,
yeah.
And then that Black Monday coming out or whatever with Don Cheadle.
I've been waiting for this fucking show for a while.
I want to see that show.
So when he played on House of Lies, great show. But so do you know the backstory about this?
Mm-mm.
First black Wall Street trader to be a millionaire on Wall Street back in the time. It was like in the 70s, I think. Married to a white woman. Mm-hmm. They used to call him like something Midnight and then like the Devil's Shadow. It's like just crazy fucking names. So it's like this is a real person. So
okay. That's like more interesting.
Yeah. So both these shows, House of Lies, was based off of a book called How Business Consultants Steal Your Watch and Tell You the Time. It was based off of a guy who wrote the book. Used to work for not Halliburton. Might have been Halliburton.
Get that money. I'm getting that oil money.
Yeah. So he keeps playing these characters that are actually real ones and like just doing like really like dramatized like versions of them. So I mean, I think he's great at that shit. So
Don Cheadle's good.
I'm happy about that.
I still don't like him as Rhodey on.
Nah, I like Terrence Howard as that.
I did. I like. He looked like him. He looked like him. But
dog, but Marvel or DC rather. Wait, Spider-Man. I lost my place. Spider-Man's DC. Mm-hmm. We got that Spider-Man trailer dropped.
That's the most interesting one.
It was great.
Middle class? Man, I thought it dropped early in the morning. Well, I guess you would be in class, yeah.
So, another movie with Jake Gyllenhaal in it, and we get to see one of the most obscure Spider-Man villains on here.
Who?
Mysterio. You don't like Mysterio, huh?
I love Mysterio, man. Like, I've been wanting Mysterio in the Spider-Man movies since Tobey Maguire movies.
Yeah.
After I saw Doc Ock and how like awesome he looked, I said, "Oh, I can't wait to see what Raimi could do with him." It's gonna be interesting to see what they're gonna do with
What the fuck are you trying to say?
I'm just interested to see how they're gonna do Mysterio. Like, what is this gonna be his background? Is he gonna be like in the comics? Like, is he gonna be a person that does special effects
guy,
or is he gonna be a guy who's dipping and dabbing with magic? I mean.
I hope they meld the two. Yo, and by the way, I think Zendaya was like the best choice for this.
Yeah, for Mary Jane. Yeah,
I think I really like awesome. How she portrays like
a modern day Mary Jane. She doesn't
dope.
have to be because usually because back in the day, I mean, when you watch Spider-Man, usually Mary Jane was like the finest person you saw, but nowadays the finest is not always the finest person. It's the most down to earth chick. And it would be Mary Jane.
But see, I like though that she like delivers it like it's because it's typically you see like their character like the female characters like gushing all over the thing and like see her be a sassy and asshole
and be like ooh like
yeah it's like no I'm just kidding though she actually reminds me of old boy from Grownish actually
the light skinned boy the little young one.
Hey, what's his name?
Are you talking about the older one?
No, the light
I don't know his name.
Who the new boyfriend. But so I couldn't tell. That's not Sandman, is it?
I don't know if those are the elements because in the comic books, the elements were kind of a thing where there was Hydro Man, there was Molten Man, and there was it wasn't Sandman, it was somebody else. But I don't know what the type of villains are those. I don't know if it's special, because that doesn't look like that's gonna be special effects. Are they gonna do like the Incredibles thing where he's like, how was that Syndrome? He kind of makes these villains so he can look like the hero.
So I think that's what it was supposed to be, because you see him right there fighting him. You see,
but that just seems too cookie cutter, and I don't feel like Marvel would do something as cookie cutter as that. Like,
yeah, I don't know, but I'm pretty excited for it because I like that they are taking not so mainstream villains and just riding on that wave.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think Mysterio is probably the most popular Spider-Man villain
over Doc Ock.
Yeah, man, he's the one that's, because he was the most obscure looking villain that Spider-Man ever faced.
Giant fishbowl.
That's
on
what
his
I'm saying.
head, yeah.
Quentin Beck is very. I think people sleep on how what's the word?
No, he's a great character.
No, just him and Shocker. I think those two. Like, I'm mad that they didn't do nothing with Shocker from the first movie. I mean, from the one that came
with Jamie Foxx.
No. I mean, Electro, the one that they just did in Homecoming. The black guy, he has Electro.
Yeah.
I hope they explore that, because I've been wanting to see.
But
like,
isn't that
Electro.
what the role that Jamie Foxx played though?
There's two different. Yeah, he was.
Yeah, there's Shocker and there's Electro.
Yeah, there's.
But I thought he was Electro.
See, he was Electro. Shocker is the one that was.
The one with the yellow ones. Yeah. I think they're gonna bring him back later.
Oh
though.
man, I just love this the thought of just a dude just concussion waves just knocking you out. And I was like, ooh, that'd be awesome to see on screen. But yeah, I'm dope. I'm sold with it. He looks awesome. He looks like he could be next to the Vulture. If they want to throw them all together in one movie since he's still alive.
Yeah, but I don't think the Vulture is going to come back as a villain.
I hope so, man. I don't want him to come back as a good guy. Heck no. Don't do that.
I don't think he'll be a good guy either. I think he'll just be
a hero for hire. No, I'm talking about for how they. Do you remember the end of Homecoming? How they was just like the Scorpion was in there and he was like, I want to work with you, and I was like, they're gonna do like a little connective universe.
I mean, that'd be cool.
I'm for it, man. Mysterio, Jake Gyllenhaal can't do no wrong to me. I enjoy Prince of Persia.
I can't really.
And I thought he was awesome in there. I thought he was awesome.
I literally was about to say the only movie that I could think I didn't watch the whole movie. I was just like,
he was a good Prince of Persia. It was the movie around him that was.
Did you watch John Carpenter?
Oh yeah,
John
Mars?
Carter of Mars.
Yeah, I enjoyed the movie. I enjoyed the movie.
So that made me
like
think
Taylor Kitsch.
I want them to bring that fucking movie. This is totally off
they
good.
trashed
that movie
thing.
was so
I
good.
Thought it was awesome.
I thought it was great.
I thought it was.
That movie was great.
Disney's movies that people hate and they say they flop and suck. I enjoy. Like, what's that movie? With they're driving around with the cycles. Oh my God, what is that? Tron. I enjoyed Tron Legacy. I thought it was a cool movie.
Yeah, it was okay.
I like the soundtrack. I mean, it was all the movies were throwaway, but they were actually good. Like if they.
Did you like the original Tron?
No, I hated the original Tron. What? I love I like the graphics and the soundtrack.
Like, I like Tron Legacy, but
the soundtrack was dope. That soundtrack just had me just in the movie like, whoo. What am I watching, man? What am I watching? This is awesome. It was awesome. That was what, 2009 or around.
Oh yeah, the graphics when it came out. Like, I wish they would have had Adam out for that. Have you seen a movie in Adam yet? It's AMC's new.
Oh yeah, that new thing. Oh yeah,
that
man.
Shit with like the sound and shit. I saw that in Creed, and I was like, "Yo, this is intense." Like, just imagine seeing like Tron.
I saw Spider-Man
or some shit like that.
Into the Spider-Verse, and
that'd be good. I still haven't seen that. I tried to watch it on Fire Stick, and like we were at a party, and I was like,
incredible, just an incredible animated film. I thought that animated film was phenomenal.
I saw you and Lane, and we need to have Lane come up here or chime in. Yo, he's got a movie dropping though.
Lane is crazy, man. Lane said some crazy stuff, man. Lane said some out the wall stuff.
Lane is a buddy of ours that lives out in Atlanta, who's a movie director and writer and producer, and he's got some very interesting opinions on things. But I already talked to him. I was supposed to call him, but we're gonna have him on the show.
Oh yeah, we should
as a guest, so he can chime in on once his movie drops.
Craziness that he speaks, man.
Lane is all over the fucking place.
Yeah, he's the guy that got us off the ground, fish and grits off the ground.
Yeah.
So I always give Lane respect, but Lane's crazy.
Yeah, but we inspired him though for his YouTube channel.
Oh, his little YouTube thing.
Yeah.
Oh, we do got one more trailer.
Which one?
Punisher.
Oh yeah. We didn't throw it up there.
Speaking of Netflix, man, coming to your Netflix subscription
now I have to finish Punisher.
coming Friday.
I got like all. See, with Marvel shows for some reason, I get like halfway through them and never finish them.
I'm surprised that you stopped on this show. This show it didn't even feel like a Marvel film. It felt like some shit I watch on HBO of just some guy who's just an ex killer.
And I love what's his name, John Bernthal. I think he's a great actor.
Did you know that he just got cast as playing Sopranos? They're making a Sopranos movie, but he's gonna play the dad.
Never watched The Sopranos.
I didn't either, but I just know that he's a good actor. Ah! I never watched The Sopranos either, man. I missed that wave. I was too young.
Man, see, there's a lot of shows like that I hear are great. I
was too young.
I don't feel like going back to watch them. Like I watched a little bit of Boardwalk Empire. I watched some parts of The Wire. I don't care to go back and watch The Sopranos.
Oh, True Blood was awesome. I'm glad I caught on that.
True Blood entirely.
I liked it.
I liked that show.
I liked it that one day in college. Henry came to the house and was like, "Dog, you gotta watch True Blood." And I watched the first season, and I was disgusted but interested as hell. I was just like, "This show is just not for me."
I had a girl introduce True Blood to me when I was in college one year, and I was like, "Oh, this is just vampires fucking on TV."
Yeah.
It was like right around Twilight. I was like, I'm not gonna get into it. And then she brought it up to me again a few months later. I was like, yo, just watch this show. Like I was watching.
It's
some
great.
movie.
It falls off in the end, but it's pretty
it's
great.
off hard into Warlow.
That's garbage.
That shit was trash. But all good things have to come to an end. But
Very.
I'm glad to see that this is not one of the shows that got the axe from Netflix.
Oh, it's gonna get the axe probably, but it is awesome that it got the season 2 out.
Yeah.
It's gonna be awesome just to see Jigsaw. He's gonna be the lead villain. Well, he became the villain, but he's gonna be the main Jigsaw.
That's something we forgot to mention too. I guess we'll have to say that for next week. But the Final Destination reboot.
Oh yeah,
with
with the Saw writers.
Yeah,
it's gonna be interesting.
I mean, after the first 2 Final Destinations, I stopped watching. I didn't care.
I'm sad to say I actually walked out of the first Final Destination. I thought it was horrifying. I thought I was
the first one.
Yeah, I was 10 years old. I was just like, yo, I'm not getting on a plane ever again. I was like, this is some bullshit.
So to this day, I will not like. I'll watch the movie, but if I'm traveling soon, I will not watch the movie. Like within a month of that.
Final Destination? Oh hell no!
I don't think it's scary, but also
it's too real.
I don't want to die on a plane.
Oh man, if the Saw writers if they bring that gore and don't make it as campy as Final Destination end up doing, they can really have a moneymaker on it.
There's a lot of movies like that I would like to see them give a darker twist to. Because there's a lot of movies I walked out of thinking, man, if this was like
Final Destination, that could be.
Final Destination would be one of them. Mortal Kombat would be one of them.
Like Final Destination when like she like slips or like something like falls on top of it. It's like, oh, you could do something better than that. Like something campy as that.
And not even like over the top, but like just make it like a little bit art.
Like
a little bit
scare,
more art. I'm like
scare
us
us
a little bit
with the things that are happening. With that concept, I just think about it. Doing things that we do on the regular that we can die from that we don't think about.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can literally just have somebody texting and like something happens, you fly off the rails, or like somebody like you're literally on the side of the street and you're just picking your phone up and the car just runs you. Like things that could actually happen to us, and we would really.
That's the shit that fucks with you most. And that's one of the things with Bird Box. Like just thinking in terms of like non-traditional ways of scaring people. The thing I liked about Bird Box is that they never actually show you
the creatures.
Clearly like what's causing this. So it could be a demon, it could be an alien, any fucking thing like that. Mm-hmm. And there's like times where they show you like someone's sketches of them, but they're all over the place. And I think that like it's one of those things. Yeah, the mystery is what plays a part of it. And I think that's one of the things that horror movies now are missing. That horror movies of like the 70s and 80s and 60s and all that had was that they were psychological thrillers because they didn't have like even when they put special effects in there, they couldn't rely on that as much. Like they had to scare mental shit. You had to like interact with the movie. Now you look at our horror movies like Hostel,
it's like
shit. It's just all gore shit.
Think about that. That's why I appreciate when people complain about. I know we're going long and it's about to wrap it up. I know we talked about Godzilla before, but that's what made me appreciate Godzilla.
Yeah, they didn't show him.
They didn't show him, and people was like, "Oh, I need to see more." It's like, no, I needed the build up. I need to see. So when I saw him, I was like, "Okay, I
anticipation."
I loved it. Now you can flesh him out in the new Godzilla movie they got coming out.
Some people fail to realize, and I think it really hurts us with like how much instant gratification we get now, that delayed gratification, that anticipation, it's a delicious part of the movie.
It is the best part of the movie.
It's the part where you're sitting like, yeah. And a lot of times when they have this build up, and they actually show you the character, you're like, well, fuck, I'm not scared anymore.
Mm-hmm.
That's trash. And like, but when they don't ever
when you
show
don't
it to
see
you,
nothing and it kind of creeps up on you. That's why Halloween kind of suffered to me, man. Halloween could have been better. It didn't have that. It felt so. It didn't adapt to the times, and that's why I did not like it because the way the way he was just going into house to house, I was like, what the. This is 2000 and this is supposed to be 2018.
Cameras and shit.
That's what's great. So, well, Halloween, this is going on. With Halloween, this is supposed to be in present time. And it's like, do you really expect me to say in 2018 that you're about to walk into somebody's house and just come in and it's no alarm goes off, no nothing? It just seems
like literally, I got relatives who have like the cameras and shit. They check their house every hour.
Yes.
Every room. Ain't no way this fool.
There was questionable things that happened. Closet. That's the only reason why I did not like that movie. Was questionable things that happened that were not explained enough. And I'm sorry, this is not supposed to be based in the 1980s. This is 2018, and this is a problem. But yeah, that's the end of the show. You know, we had some good conversation, way longer than we're supposed to. But hey, it's our show. We can do what we want to do.
Y'all just enjoy it.
Yeah, y'all just enjoy it and subscribe, share. Intermission. We're on Google Play. That's where I use it all the time.
Sunday. That's what she just said.
Sunday. But all our content is up 2 days after we record. So we usually record on Wednesday.
On Wednesday, just tune in Fridays.
That's where all of it is on.
Intermission.tv thesphere.tv /intermission, where you can get all of our full-length shows everywhere that you listen to podcasts. Download them there. You turn on your notifications so you can go ahead and get them. Go and subscribe to the channel on YouTube. The Sphere has a YouTube channel, right? Yeah. Go on there, find our show. iHeartRadio, Stitcher. Just get that little bell going. You get the notifications and get the great content.
I'm trying to tell you people, we're on a mission in 2019 to get to a level where we can literally have the whole show be live, and it won't just be on Facebook. It will be like we'll be on YouTube, and you can see us live or whatnot. And we might have to dress up our little stuff to make it more appealing. Since you're gonna sit down and look at our faces all day, so we're gonna make it more appealing. But we want to come to y'all with the exclusive content. We want to come to y'all with the correct content, and we want to continue to grow with y'all as well as with each other and make it the best show out there, because there's not enough shows. There's a lot of people who talk about things, but it's not people that give you that good quality. And I like to get our knowledge out there that there are intelligent black people out there that have opinions on a lot of things that we do not hold value to. So,
I guess you can call it your intermission. You said it's a mission. You can call it your intermission.
Look at Elijah with the corny comment. I like it. It's our mission, intermission. Well, we're gonna play on that one day. We're gonna flip intermission because there's something golden about that.
I'm not.
Because intermission is like a break, a break in your day with intermission, because something like that. Because that's all intermission is. It's a break in between the programming.
You heard it first from the one and only Marcus Griffin.
Yes, sir. Reporting live.
Thank you guys.
Y'all
for
take it
in.
easy.
We'll catch y'all next week.
Deuces.